Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is Rachel Johnson and I'm the head trainer at Endless Potential. Today we are going to learn how to walk your dog on a loose leash. So this is Nova and she's a German short-haired pointer and she's 4 years old and doesn't really have any on-leash training. She mostly walks off-leash, so I'll give you an example of how she walks. So she doesn't really stay beside me and she doesn't really have any focus of where I am, and that's not really what we want. So first we're going to teach her a focus command because I want her to be able to get her attention on me at any time. Say if there's a dog, if a person comes by, she's more likely to want to go towards them, so I want to be able to have more of her attention. So to do that, she's doing it pretty good right now, but I'm going to use a treat just to motivate her a little, and I'm going to hold it to the side of my face, not here, because then it's a little harder to tell if she's actually looking at me or the treat. So make sure to hold the treat away from your face, and then I'm just going to say her name, Nova, yes, and then yes with it, so that she doesn't have to be on treats the rest of her life, and eventually we'll wean her off. We'll get to that in another video. So we'll do this a few times. Nova, yes, good girl. Nova, yes, good girl. And just do that lots and lots. Nova. And so I'm not saying her name more than 3 times because I want her to listen the first time. And so if she doesn't listen to her name and just doesn't understand, I use a little sound to direct her eyes more this way. Yes, good girl. Nova, yes. So there I didn't need my hand, which is great. Nova, yes, good girl. Nova, yes, good girl. Okay, so now that we have her focus on command, we're gonna start with the door. Yes, so as you can see, she's excited when we go out, and so I'm gonna tell her to stay, and I'll slowly open the door. So as you see, her eyes go directly out, and so I want to get her attention back on me before I continue opening the door more. Because if I just open the door, she goes right out, right? So we don't want that. Nova, come. Good girl. So sit. So Nova, stay. Stay. And that's beautiful focus. Nova. Yes. Stop. Okay, let's go. And so, as you see, she just drags me out the door. I don't really like that, so I'm going to bring her back. Nova. And I'm going to do this again until she's kind of waiting for me at the top of the stairs instead of heading down right away. Sit. Stay. Okay, let's go. Good girl. And that was much better. And so once I get out here, Nova, I'm going to get her to sit again. Because a lot of the time, dogs, they'll run, so we'll open the door, say okay, and they'll kind of think it's a free-for-all, and we don't want them to think that. We want them to think, okay, you can go out the door, but you have to kind of wait for me. So first I'm going to get Nova's attention, because if I were to just walk forward now, she's not focused on me, she's focused on the world around her, and she's more likely to pull. So, Nova, sit, look at me. Yes, good girl. And so after I give the initial treat, I'm going to get her to look at me again, because after the first treat, she kind of goes, oh, I did what you wanted, I'm good to go, and she's more likely to pull again. So, Nova, look at me. Yes, let's go. Good girl. And so once she kind of starts pulling, I stop, because if I were to just continue on, she would learn that she can get to where she wants by pulling, and we don't want that. Nova. So I'm not pulling her either, I'm allowing her to make her own decision. I am holding the leash a little tight, but I'm not pulling her towards me because I want it to be her decision. Nova! Yes, look at me! No jumping. Nova. So I want her looking at my eyes, not the treat. And right now, she was just looking at the treat. Here, sit. Look at me. Nova. Yes, good girl. to be able to walk forward and her look at my eyes, not my pocket of treats. Nova, yes. I'm gonna reward her because she's still learning it. Nova, let's go. Nova. Yes, good girl. So there she gave it to me. Sometimes you have to make some crazy sounds, but it works. Nova, yes. So if she stays beside me, I'm gonna reward her because I like that behavior and I want her to keep doing it, obviously. And so, Nova, heel, sit, look, Nova. And so I'm not asking and asking because I want her to listen the first time. But I take pauses in between it. Yes! And sometimes, like, if you find you're waiting and you're asking your dog to look at you and they just don't, just wait, honestly, because eventually, like, they will learn, oh, I'm not getting anywhere if I don't do this, listen to what she says kind of thing, right? Nova, let's go. Nova. So, as you notice, her nose went to the ground, and that's a sign for me as well that she's more likely to pull because she's getting information from the ground and not really focused on me. She's focused on the ground. Nova, heel. Look at me. Yes. Nova. Nova. And so right away I'm asking for her attention because I want her to get used to, while walking, to look at me. Nova, heel. Yes. I'm going to reward her for coming back. Sit. Yes. Looking at me. And then getting her to look at me again without a treat. Yes. Nova. Heel. And so if I ask for her name and she doesn't give me that eye contact, I'm just going to stop because I want her to listen to me the first time, right? Nova. Yes, let's go. Nova. Yes, good girl. Nova, heel. Yes, good girl. Nova. Nova. Yes. Yes, good girl. So notice there how I kind of slowed down and she came right back, which is really good. Yes. That's what we want. Let's go. Nova. Yes, good girl. Nova. Yes. Good girl. Oh, stop. Yes, that's so good. And like if you're a person that doesn't really care for the heel, as long as it's loose, it's the same. Loose. It's the same thing. Yes. I just find when they're beside you, you have more control of where you get to move. So when she's beside me, I can move this way. Kind of. I can. She's getting excited there. Heel. Yeah. And so I find if, oh, come on. I find sometimes if a dog is really falling ahead, I either do some circles, just pushing kind of into them. It's not that I'm just using my body to kind of direct her. Come, good girl, sit. Yes. Nova. Yes, let's go. Good girl. Nova. Yes, good girl. Let's go. Yes, good girl. So just make sure to stay positive, patient, and consistent, because it doesn't help to get frustrated and your dog will know you're mad, and dogs really don't like listening to an angry person, so remember that. Hi. And it won't, obviously, your dog won't be walking perfectly the first or second or even the first week. Well, actually, some dogs I've seen improve in the first week if you are consistent, obviously. So I just wanted to show you an example of what can be accomplished when you stay consistent with your training. So as you can see, this dog was pulling really hard before, and then I think it was 1 or 2 weeks later, he had this amazing, beautiful walk. So that's today's video. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please comment down below and I'll try my best to answer them all. And have a great day. Happy training.